In clinical studies, Humira demonstrated sustained efficacy in reducing joint and skin symptoms, improving physical function, and inhibition of radiographic progression for up to 2 years. One of the real-life patients who has benefited from Humira is Chip.
Hello, I'd like to tell you about my experience with psoriatic arthritis and the impact Humira has had on my life. It all started a little over 30 years ago. I was a bodybuilder training for a competition when I began to have joint pain in my toes. It didn't take long before the pain spread from my feet to my elbows and shoulders. About a year later, I was diagnosed with PSA. That diagnosis had a huge impact on me and changed the course of my life. I was a 20-year-old bodybuilder with PSA. I knew I wouldn't be able to make a living with my body, so I went back to college and eventually earned a degree. Shortly after my daughter was born, my PSA felt like it had spread throughout my body, and my doctor told me my joints were degenerating. My feet were the biggest thing. I had trouble walking and could only stand for short periods of time. Manual tasks were growing to be more painful. The constant pain became more than I could handle and made everyday tasks difficult. The treatments available back then were either not working or not working with my lifestyle, including my DMARD, methotrexate therapy. I just endured the pain and carried on with my life. But eventually, the pain and how I felt about my skin problems began to affect my mental state, and I began to withdraw from my friends and family. I'm a private person, so I didn't know how to communicate what I was feeling. My wife at the time was patient with me, but shutting down my emotions was eventually devastating to my personal relationships. Then, about 10 years ago, my doctor recommended Humira. I was so desperate I had no hesitation trying something new. I didn't have a problem giving myself injections, and the training in the doctor's office was excellent. I know Humira doesn't work for everyone. After a few weeks, I noticed that the medication started working. The swelling in my hands went down and made me feel physically better and more active, which was a big lift emotionally. I started traveling around the country with my daughter attending races. We also did a lot of hiking and camping together. We really bonded during that time, and now I'm always there to support her. I've been taking Humira for a couple of years now and have noticed that I feel much better. I'm living life on my terms. I am able to enjoy the outdoors, and I'm living an active life again. I have hope, and I feel free again. I'm looking forward to the future and plan to buy a second home so I can have my kayaks waiting for me at the beach and up in the mountains at the river. Thank you for listening to my story.